everyone. Welcome back. I'm here with my good friend Jade, our very good Ayurveda practitioner. And we really wanted to come together today to talk about things that we can do prior to the year ending, which is coming up very soon, but also, to smoothly transition or more smoothly transition into the new year. And it's just a bit of a spontaneous chat that we want to have with you all. So, yeah, did you want to say anything, Jade, before we started?
No, I mean, other than I feel like that it's been a very big year and I'm hearing that across the board. And I think this is a really beautiful space to offer to people who are listening in to really hear, I guess, what's really going on for people in the world. And just very privileged and honored to be here with you again, Julie. Thank you.
Oh, thanks, Jade. I think that's a really great point to start with in terms of what's been happening because it has been a very full-on year. Not only for the people that we see to come and want support, but also for me myself. And I'll let you share what you would like to share. But yeah, for me personally, it's been such a big year as well, and lots of letting go and release. And I think I guess that was the key of 2000, I was going to say 2029, 2025. I guess in numerology being a 9 year, it is a year of, I guess, the end of a cycle. And next year we do go into new beginnings. But in order to move on, we've kind of got to let go of the things that don't serve us anymore.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I mean, and also it's the end of the solar cycle, so lots of things happening with that. And we feel that because we're so connected with the sun. So not only solar flares, but that impacts then human resonance, which is the heartbeat of the planet. So we're all, in a way, being asked to let go of the old conditioning, all the things that really were, I guess, pushed on. I don't know what the right word is, but it's kind of like things that we grew up with, that they don't resonate anymore, and they probably never did. But
Mm.
when we were younger, we didn't have a choice, and now we do. So yeah, yes, I think that's a really good point. Did you find that as well for yourself?
It's interesting though when you're just talking about that because when you're talking about the end of the cycle with the sun and the solar flares, yes, because I feel like similar to you, it's been a year of letting go, shedding, and in Ayurveda we look at the sun as being connected to the Pitta dosha, which is all around fire, and fire is responsible for transformation. So it's absolutely no wonder that that's happened because when fire is going, I mean, it can be quite steady, but with wind, it can speed that up. And if we're having a lot of solar flares, then that's indicating that there is excess wind going on, which is what really quickens up that pace a lot more. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like when you're saying that, it really felt like that transformation and really giving us the ability and possibility to step into a whole new world in 2026. And
Mm.
it's probably been hard for a lot of people. I can't say it's also been easy. There's moments where it's been felt like quite effortless, but then other times it feels like, you're really pushing. So you might feel burnt out. You might feel like your nervous system is overstimulated. You may just feel really fatigued and tired. That's all really normal. So it's about recognizing that though and going, okay, this is where I am. I accept where I am, and that this is all about letting go and that transformation process to allow me to step into the person who I'm designed to be or growing into. Because to your point, you said, you may have been holding on to this person in which that no longer resonates with you anymore, or parts of you that no longer resonate. So yes, yes, yes. Yes.
Yeah, and also what you said about it being hard because it's almost like we're going through this birthing process. And like with any birth, you've got to go through those points where it really feels like, ouch, really not enjoying this. But then you come out the other side and it's like, wow, I've just gone through this big transformation. And then again, it's like, all these little birthing moments leading to this bigger birthing moment. And yeah, it's just quite amazing.
I just keep imagining when, obviously in Australia we have bushfires and that regeneration that happens when we have a fire. Like there's a lot of devastation, and my heart goes out to, the people and the animals that get affected by those things. But if you've ever seen a space that has been through a bushfire, I mean, everything is really burnt to the crisp, but then you see these really beautiful golden green, like deep, beautiful greens that are actually like building or growing around these trees, providing life
Mm.
again. And it's so beautiful. The contrast is, yes, stunning. And if we can imagine ourselves in that same space, that yes, there's going to be things that's maybe been hard and even felt even devastating, there is so much beauty to come.
Mm. Oh, that's wonderful. Almost just visually see it as, we're emptying all those cells of the thing, like all the sludge and all the stuff that just isn't right for us, and clearing that space so that in the new year we allow all the things that are right for us to come in, new thoughts, new beliefs, new ways of loving and caring for ourselves and consequently others.
Yeah,
Kind
absolutely.
of
And I feel
see
like
that.
creating, like, you might feel empty. We talked about being burnt out. So if you feel empty, you might feel empty and tired, but think that it's a good thing. And this is an opportunity for you to maybe introduce something into your life that gives you that ability to, ground in, to land and really go the path that feels aligned for you.
And in Ayurveda, what would that be? Anything specific, or is it more time in nature or things like that?
Mean, time in nature for everybody every day, absolutely, but that's not always possible, right? So what I actually speak to my clients about is just having consistency. So finding that one thing. So if waking up at the same time every day, even if it's 7 o'clock in the morning, 8 o'clock in the morning, just choose a time that you do every day, because you're allowing your nervous system to respond. It's allowing you to reduce the cortisol levels and really come into a state of calm when done every day consistently. And then just choosing something else where you might choose, 10 or 15 minutes in the day just to lay down and put your legs up the wall. It's so
Oh,
simple.
that was good.
It's so simple. It's so simple, but we're connecting into Mother Nature. We're connecting with our because Earth obviously supports us, and legs up the wall obviously help us with our circulation. So it's a beautiful way for us to really ground in. Just do those two things, and it will make such a world of difference.
That sounds amazing. Yeah, I love that. All of those. I'm just imagining
Yeah,
doing
me
it right
too.
now. And then next year, because this year's energy has been a lot of, I mean, it's been fast paced, definitely more fast paced than the years before, but I feel like 2026 is going to be even more fast paced. And that's related to, I guess, an intuitive nudge, but also astrologically, all the outer planets, which, we've been sort of living through for, quite long periods of time, whether it's 10 years or, these outer planets take a long time to shift. And in 2026, they will move into fire or air signs, meaning that, everything's going to be a lot more faster than they were when they were in water and earth. So next year, I feel is going to be very fast paced, especially come, I feel March, April. Um, so I'm just curious about, how to manage that fast moving energy from is it a similar thing where just taking a deep breath or taking that time?
Like in Ayurveda, well, when you talked about fire and air, I mean, that is pitta, fire, and vata, air. And the two combined can cause a lot of inflammation, burnout specifically, and erratic nature. So, meaning that you don't have consistency, that you feel like, to your point, that it's going to be even busier year, that it means that you're going to be going, 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 going without that pause. And in Ayurveda, we also say that if nothing else, just manage Vata, which means having consistency. Because Vata, if we think about wind and the season of, say, autumn, then what you'll see is that the streets will be a mess because the leaves are falling and it's a bit more of an erratic nature. Things are drying out. They're very light in nature. So if you imagine all three of those things being dry, light, and erratic, then it can create quite a storm. Think of things like blocking drains. Well, actually, what we're doing is we're blocking our chakras, we're blocking our energy. So we want to really avoid doing that. And the best way to do that is just having consistency. One of my clients, she does shift work. And so all I say is that when you wake up, have a mini routine. Even if you can't wake up the same time every day, although that is optimal, but it's not going to suit everybody. So when you wake up, have a glass of warm water as soon as you wake up. Like that's something that you do consistently is always going to serve you positively and support and ground your nervous system. So that would be my advice around that. Do you have any things though that
Mm.
you do to support yourself when things get a little bit hyperactive?
Yeah, well, firstly, that I love that consistency because, yeah, I feel like it's so grounding, and yeah, I can also feel that in the body. Yeah, I do a lot of things. I'm always like either at the beach or going for a walk. But in the mornings, generally as soon as I wake up, I do have a glass of water with lemon in it
Mm.
because I just find that that really flushes the system. But actually, even before that, I meditate. So I do transcendental meditation. So 20 minutes twice a day is kind of that consistency for me. And it's
Beautiful.
helped me so much. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And it doesn't matter what it is, right? As long as it feels
No.
connected and
Mhm.
that it's a consistent practice that you have, then that's absolutely perfect.
Yeah, well, yeah, because even with clients, I would say 5 minutes if you because with the parents who are on their feet, rushing from one thing to the other, and just 5 minutes in the morning, hand on your heart, hand on your tummy, and just breathing is, like you say, another form of just being present in that moment, and not having to, just watching the thoughts, observing everything, and that's okay. That's exactly what meditation is, really.
Yeah,
So I think.
and I agree with that actually because that's a really good example. I'm thinking if in the bed when you first wake up to give yourself that moment to just take some breaths. But I can imagine that people who have young children are probably being jumped on, right? Like waking
Yeah,
up in the morning.
exactly.
And so the other thing about that is actually just witnessing that moment with your children. Like just
Mm,
witnessing that because one day they're going to be older, they're not going to be doing that anymore, and they're probably going to be, speaking back or who knows. So use that as a meditative
phone.
moment to actually just like, wow, like I get to do this right now. I'm tired, but I get to do this right now. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so lovely. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So yes, lots of things coming up next year, I think, in terms of movement and all that type of thing. But I suppose for now, as we're just moving from the end of this year into next year, there's a lot around just as you mentioned, firstly, the consistency, but also, yeah, just, well, consistency is a big thing,
Mm.
really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably one of
Yeah.
the major things
Yeah. And I
that
feel
you've
like coming
mentioned.
out of 2025 for me personally, like it's been a year that's been it's just happened so quickly and it's almost like I
Mm,
couldn't grasp it. It just kept happening. Whereas
yeah.
I do feel like at some level 2026 it's going to be fast. I can feel that as well. But it's going to be a little bit more linear. And I don't know if that's because we have had that time to let go of the things that no longer serve us and we can go into 2026 a bit more purposeful. But I guess the only
Hmm.
way we can do that is by serving ourselves in the right way too. And that's by finding consistency in your daily life that can support you to then also let go of things that aren't serving you as we have done this year, but then continuing on that habit because there's always going to be things that the universe is going to throw at us. And so finding that space in your life to really discern what's going to serve you and what feels aligned for you and feeling confident to actually let go of the things that no longer do.
And yeah, that just reminds me as well, just quickly to I keep feeling like coming back into our heart space is going to be the key in 2026, like from now on, actually. And we've kind of been trained to do that because our minds are wonderful for calculating things, but in terms of direction of where we go, if we can sit centered in the heart space and be open. And this is a big, such a big practice because that's not how I was brought up, to be in my heart and just to allow life to guide me. It's always been, my mind, how am I going to do this? How am I going to make that happen? And we don't actually have to make anything happen. It's like life will take care of us if we actually allow it to, but we've also got to trust in ourselves and trust in, you know, life, the divine, the universe, whatever we might want to, yeah, call it. So, yeah, that's probably something that I feel, yeah, it's a big shift for us as well.
Yeah, and the air element is connected to the Anahata chakra, which is the heart chakra. So if we're moving into that
Ah,
year, then that would also be connected to that too, and giving ourselves permission to do that. And I think that's really beautiful because we do live in an environment that is very analytical, very masculine. So giving us
mm.
that, again, space to let us land in the heart center and be guided from that place.
Oh, that's so beautiful. I'm feeling it. I thought I
Um,
might do some cards, but before I do that, was there anything else you want to say before I do
no,
that?
no,
No?
no, feels great. Thank you. Yeah.
No worries. I just want to see what the cards say for us. So let's see if there's any messages. Maybe they're pumping up. Let me just pull them. Mm, mm, I will show them what's they.
We love a
Come
good
on.
card reading.
Oh, I love my cards. I'm so grateful for them. Alrighty. Well, this is great. So at the bottom of the deck, got the Nine of Wands, which is probably how a lot of people are feeling as we leave 2025, which is a bit tired, a bit like, oh, a bit injured, a bit, worn out
Yeah.
from it. I think that's hilarious that that came up. Um, and then we've got the Three of Wands, and this is kind of in the past position, which is saying, for me, the message coming through was reviewing what we've been through. What are the lessons? What are the learnings? What are we grateful for? What are we, what is it that we've experienced? And also having that heart and compassion for ourselves and consequently others around us because we are effectively all going through the same thing, even if it's in different ways. So,
Mm.
if you can take that time to review what's happened this year, not, I mean, to the greater audience. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And then the Page of Wands is in the now. So this is about what's next. So once you reviewed, you can kind of be clearer, like you say, about what's next, because we've cleared out all that old stuff and we're able to move forward in a different way. And, rather than thinking I've got to focus on money, if that's been something that has been a fear-based desire, if it comes from a place of love, maybe it's well, actually what I really want is peace. And what does that peace look like rather than, money being the source of whatever, fulfillment of a goal. Um, and then interestingly enough, we've got the Fool card coming out, which is beautiful. Because the Fool is a, new beginning. It's the first card of the tarot, and it's taking a leap forward, not knowing where we're going to land. And so I really love that. And then the Seven of Pentacles is about reflection. So reflection on what's here right now. Is this really what we want? So it's kind of like I feel like it'll be a step forward into a different reality, meaning what we currently have is kind of, I feel like it's disappeared. Not just, what's the right word? Um, we're letting go of that because it no longer works, and we're moving into a new way, and it's going to be very different, but really positive. So that's the card
I love
message.
that. I love that. And it all feels very aligned, doesn't it? It all feels very, very aligned.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that. I love that it always, yeah, lines up somehow. There's even the sun there, which I hadn't,
Oh,
you
it is
know.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So this, the sun, the sun is always shining on us. Universe, spirit, divine. It's not wanting us to suffer. It's just we're just growing and expanding, and through that process, there's a bit of pain, but that's how we also move and. Otherwise, we just stay the same because it just feels comfortable.
Yeah. Back to the
Yeah,
transformation, the fire.
that,
Absolutely.
that's
Yeah.
it.
I love that. Thank you.
Oh, thanks so much, Jade. It's been so lovely to chat with you and record this together.
Yeah, it's been really nice.
Yeah, well, we look forward to more in 2026.
Oh, yes, I
And
hope so. Bring me back. I'll be back.
yeah, no worries. All right. Well, thanks for your time. We both wish everyone a really great, transitional period into 2026 and just be kind, easy with yourself, and loving at the core of it. Anything else, Jade?
No, actually, just take care of you. And when you take care of you, you can take care of everyone around you.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yes,
Oh, thanks
yeah.
so much.
Thanks, Julie. Bye,
Thanks,
everyone.
everyone. Bye.
Bye.